If you want to know whether or not you should buy the new Tesla Roadster, make sure to watch at the end of this video. Let's get right into it. Hello guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be figuring out whether or not the Tesla is the best car in the game compared to the Torpedo and the Bugatti. So as you guys know, the new winter update just came out, and so I'm going to be comparing the Tesla to all those other cars like I said. So how am I going to be testing that? Well, basically the goal today is to figure out which car would make you the most money. Which car can you make the most money with in a certain amount of time, and ultimately which car should you buy? If you're saving up money, your hard-earned money should go into which car is the best, which car should you use every day even if you are super rich and can afford every car, which car is downright the best at taking you from point A to point B in the game. So in order to test this, I've made a loop. It goes all the way from the donut shop to the gas station to the bank to the jewelry store to the museum to the power plant, and then finally back to the collector. And then after that, it will repeat and go all the way back to the donut shop again. There's a lot of logic in this loop, because generally when you rob something, the best way to do it is to rob the donut shop and then the gas station, and then you'd rob the jewelry store. And while you're holding the money from the jewelry store, you'd rob the museum and then hold the money from both of those and rob the power plant and cash them all in at the same time, and then start that loop all over again. Now, I haven't taken into account the plane or the train or anything like that. They generally aren't worth it, but they're really random. You don't know when they're going to open, and so I'm not going to take those into account with the vehicle because they're just too random and you can't get accurate readings on them as far as if you're going to rate a car off of them. So that's basically the loop I'm going to be taking. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to take each car for 30 minutes on a 30-minute timer and take it along that loop. And I'm going to calculate how many times I can go around that loop, assuming I don't really crash into anything or waste any time. And I'm not really going to be robbing the stores. I'm going to be stopping in front of them, because robbing stores can be really inconsistent and random. It might take you longer to rob one bank floor than the other. One might have more money than the other. You might not always get the same stores or levels on the jewelry store, and I don't really want to worry about how I'm going to get into the museum if I don't have a friend. And so robbing them just isn't very consistent, and it has nothing to do with the car at all. So the best way to test this is to stop at every single store just for a second, just like a small stop like this, and then keep going to the next store and calculate how many times I can make that loop or rob each store in the same amount of time for each car. So the Torpedo might do better than this car might do the best, the Bugatti might do the best. I really don't know. That's the purpose of this video, but I'll be setting a 30-minute timer for each car and taking notes and figuring out how many times they can make this loop. And this should determine how quickly that car can get you from point A to point B on a random map, from one robbery to another. Acceleration has a big deal to play with it. If you stop and then you keep going, that's acceleration. Your top speed can really help you, not so much in the city, but on these long, windy roads. Your braking can help you stop at the robbery faster. It really all has something to do with it, and so this will really determine which car is the best, and I think it's the best way to calculate this. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to be starting this. I'll give you guys a time lapse and explain my notes and what I found pretty much for each car. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start first with the Bugatti. Let's get right into it. Alright, so I decided to do a 20-minute timer instead because it's faster and I really need to get this video out. Should be the same kind of results, absolutely nothing different. Starting in 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, so with the Bugatti, in 20 minutes I was able to go around the entire circuit 7 times, and then it succeeded in getting the donut shop, the gas station, the bank, and then the jewelry store, and then I ran out of time. So overall, the Bugatti seems really good, and just from like notes from observation, it seems to have really bad handling but really high top speed in its place. So it has decent acceleration, probably mid-range compared to the other cars, although we don't know yet. I'm going to test those, but the acceleration is okay. It seems to have a lot of horsepower when it comes to accelerating uphill, but the top speed is a bit impractical in my opinion because it keeps going off the road. So the handling isn't that great, the top speed is amazing, and overall it seems kind of heavy, like a heavy brick kind of car. It's not a light car when it comes to drifting and that kind of thing. So overall it went really well. Again, 7 times around the map, and then I got all the way past the jewelry store before the time ran out. So there is this ramp that I do every single time for the cars. I think I did it 3 or 4 times for the Bugatti. You can see here for yourself, but I try to jump across the river into the mouth of the cave almost every single time that I go past to drop off the items to the collector, and the Bugatti didn't quite hit that. That's basically just like a fun thing I wanted to do, but it also kind of measures the top speed in relation to the weight of the car. as well as the acceleration. So overall kind of tells you like how much horsepower the car has due to its speed. The Bugatti has a lot of top speed, but it's pretty heavy, so it didn't do that great. Overall though, I really don't think this jump is possible without rocket fuel. Alright, starting with the Torpedo in 3, 2, 1, now. So with the Torpedo, I was able to get around the entire circuit 8 times and then to the gas station before I ran out of time. It was kind of crazy, and I also jumped the Torpedo like 3 or 4 more times than I jumped the Bugatti, so definitely had a small disadvantage there. And it still did really well. Now, the Torpedo did go incredibly fast. The Torpedo doesn't have quite as high of a top speed as the Bugatti, it seems like, but it takes way less time to accelerate to it. Even if it doesn't accelerate to its top speed very quickly, it accelerates very, very quickly into a very fast speed, and the top speed is only slightly less. So I would say that compared to the Bugatti, the acceleration and the top speed, if you added them together, would definitely make a much higher stat than if you did the same for the Bugatti. It's definitely way better as far as speed in general goes, and it has pretty good braking compared to the Bugatti. The Bugatti seemed a lot more stable too. Like, it did have moments where it popped up way into the air for seemingly no reason, but generally most of the time they were my fault, and it was nothing too crazy, like rockier terrain or it's going really, really fast. It seemed pretty good, and it had really, really good handling too compared to the Bugatti. So I tried the jumps, and you can definitely see the difference if you look at the clips. So yeah, Torpedo is definitely in first now. Let's go ahead and test the Tesla Roadster. Tesla. Let's go ahead and test the Tesla Roadster and see if it does any better. My guess is that it's probably going to do a bit better than the Bugatti, but not quite as well as the Torpedo. I'm convinced the Torpedo is the absolute best. It should be. It's the most expensive. It requires levels to unlock, or at least it did beforehand. It is just crazy fast, and I'm going to prove to people, or at least try to prove to people, that the Tesla is not as good as it. But let's see what the results say. I really don't know. So I was able to get the Tesla around the map actually 9 times, which is the most. 9 flipping times. I'll admit I was wrong. I thought the Torpedo would be way faster than the Tesla, but it's not. It's kind of surprising too. So the Tesla doesn't have as high of a top speed as the Torpedo or the Bugatti by a lot, but it has the highest acceleration by a lot. It's crazy how much acceleration it has in the braking in general. I don't think it really would have won if it wasn't for the braking and the handling. The handling on this car is great, and it is incredibly light, like unbelievably light, which is accurate to the real Tesla Roadster, because none of the Tesla cars need a transmission, just because they're all electric, like a third of the parts. But still, crazy light in the world of Jailbreak and crazy high acceleration. Also, it had really good traction. It almost got too much traction, where the controls were a little bit touchy when it came to steering, but they were really touchy, not very forgiving, and really, really fast to respond, like really sensitive, but they weren't very strong, so you couldn't turn very sharp. You couldn't make very sharp turns at a high speed, but even though they were very touchy and activated a little bit too easily, in my opinion, it's the feel of the car. But the car is very, very light, like I said, and it feels a little bit glitchy. Well, too glitchy. Like, if you run it into any building, it'll go UFO mode on you and blast off into the sky. And it feels like it's really, really easy to pop up into the air, and it's really unpredictable. I hit the ramp a ton of times with the Tesla, and it didn't even get close to getting there because of the lack of top speed the first time. And then one time it actually made it in by a long shot. And I don't think it actually deserves that. Like, I wouldn't count it, actually. I'm not going to count it, just because it feels too much like a glitch. Like, it just feels like it glitched its way up into that. It's not supposed to do that. Like, there's no way it went from there to there in like one different jump at the same speed, pretty much. And it was going slower on the one where it made it in. It seems really, really glitchy. I have to give it credit. It is the fastest car overall when it comes to acceleration, top speed, braking, and handling. Like, they said it was going to be the fastest accelerating car, and bad TC, I get it. Like, you're busy at college and you don't want to spend a fraction of your money pile to hire people to make a bigger money pile. But how many 9s you using on this, my man? Overall, I think the car is really good. It's just like, it's a Batimo update. What did you expect? Did you really expect there to be no bugs whatsoever. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and for all the constant support. I've been really busy recently, so I haven't uploaded as much as I hope to in the future. Just like busy weeks, that kind of thing. Nothing big, nothing continuous. Should be back to normal after this video. But thank you for all the constant support, and to apologize for it, I'm going to be giving a few people in the comments tons of safes, because I'm going to have $500,000 in safes to give away to people in the comments down below. So type whatever you think about the video. Was it helpful? Did you like it? That kind of thing. Type it down in the comments below with your Roblox username. I'll make sure to heart a ton of the comments that I give Volt safes to. I'll give away $500,000 in safes to the comments in the next 3 weeks. Alright, so I'll be pretty active. But yeah, comment what you think of the video down below, and you could win a Volt safe. So guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys again next time. Thank you for watching.